It's recording now. Start over.
So we have double jeopardy. Go ahead. Double jeopardy is from the textbook of Columbus, which speaks about diversity, oppression, and changes. And they coined this term from a theory called intersectionality, which states that a person will be discriminated against based off of three different things. So you would have, like, for example, black men would be discriminated against if he was gay. First for being gay, then for being black, and then also for being male. So all this discrimination happens at the same time. Double jeopardy just simply states it's going to be two things. Go ahead. So how this affects black women. Black women are currently discriminated against, one, for being black. As we already know, this is a time where we have come a long way, but we're still discriminated against. And two, for being women. How this affects us is that there is this myth about the angry black woman. And then you also have where they discriminate against us because of our hairstyles. And then finally, we make less money than black males and white women. So during the 18th century, when you had slavery going on, black women were not allowed to be educated. Now there was a lady, her name is Anna Julia Cooper, who broke through this barrier, went so far in her education as to even gain her doctorate. From there, she decided to speak on issues concerning black women. She spoke on against white supremacy, and she also created schools to educate further and future generations. So now we have it where black women, although we're receiving more degrees, and we are not represented very well in gifted programs, but we are still graduating in record numbers. So I'm going to show you what that looks like with us graduating now. If you look from 1976 through 77, black females were 33,489. And as you can see, in 2014 and 2015, you got over 100,000 black women who are now receiving higher education, which is great, you would think. So what that kind of looks like is, from about the 1990s, you can kind of see us, we're actually surpassing black men as far as gaining higher education. We haven't yet caught up with white men, and we're haven't yet caught up with white women, but as you can see, we are growing in higher education. So this is phenomenal for us. Here's the issue. The workforce. Although we are growing in education and we are thriving in education, there's still this glass ceiling concept. And what it is that we can't break through. And some of the reasons why we can't break through is because of discriminatory practices that they have in effect, such as you can see, we're not paid as much. We have higher degrees, but we're not paid as much. So here's some of the things. We all know about the Civil Rights Act. This is Title VII. One of the things that it states is that you are no longer allowed to discriminate based off of race, culture, gender, national origins. National origins means your birthplace, your ancestry, your culture, and the language associated with your culture. And then we also have the 1963 law that states that men and women who are doing the exact same thing in the exact same corporation are supposed to be paid the exact same amount. But this is not always the case. A black woman can be discriminated against based off of her natural hair. The appellate court right now has stated that the hair that grows out of your hair in its natural state is not a part of your culture or your national origins. And for that, if a company decides that they want you to change your hair, if you are unwilling, they can either deny you the job or you can be fired, and it's perfectly legal. Also, black women who have ethnic sounding names. We love our names. But it seems to be a barrier, so people who have names such as LaShonda or Keisha or other ethnic sounding names are going to have to work twice as hard and send out more resumes to be able to get a job than someone with a name like Lisa or Mary. Another thing that's holding us back is the angry black woman myth and the Jezebel myth. The angry black woman is that female that the media portrays. She is rolling her neck, rolling her eyes. She is ready to fight. She is the one that they say is quick to pop off. They don't want to hire her. They don't want that in their company. Then you have the Jezebel myth. This stems from slavery. This is the female that is very provocative. She's wearing next to nothing. All she is her body parts. And because she's owning her body parts, her thoughts and her feelings don't matter. So she is treated as such. And now women are playing into that saying, if I exploit myself, it's okay because I'm doing it myself. So these are the two women that you have. So here's what we can do. Step one, encourage. Encourage young black girls, such as these and my daughters, to be more than just mom. There's nothing wrong with being a mom. I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a mom. I have 4. Y'all know that. But I'm a mom. There's nothing wrong with being a mom. But we teach young girls to aspire to be moms, and we teach young boys to aspire to be president. Girls can do this. They can be mom. They can be president too. Educate. Push young girls to keep graduating with those degrees, seeking higher education, thriving for success. 3, mentor. The older generation should be teaching the younger generation. Even though I'm up in age, I still teach the younger ones, but I still look for those older women to guide me, so I'm constantly going to people. And finally, 4, advocate. This is the biggest one. Your elected officials right now are the ones that you decided to vote for and put them in power. So that means that you actually hold the power. Tell them that Title VII is wrong. Tell them that when they see the word culture, they need to understand that what we choose to name our children, the hair that grows out of our head, this is a part of our culture. We are no longer wanting to conform to Eurocentristic hairstyles and their definition of beauty. We are embracing our African heritage and our Afrocentric hairstyles and all that encompasses in that culture. And it's ours, and it's natural, and we should be allowed to live the way we choose to.